August 1st, 2012, 45 minutes after the New York Stock Exchange opened. One company had traded 397 million shares it never wanted. The machine doing the trading had no idea anything was wrong. This is incident file number 1. No hacker did this. No rogue trader. Just a piece of software doing exactly what it was told. By a switch nobody remembered was still wired in. By the time humans pulled the plug, $440 million was gone. At the end of this file, I'll stamp the verdict, the one missing thing that would have saved them. See if you can name it before I do. Berlin Capital, out from the Guam. The company was Knight Capital, one of the biggest market makers in America. On a normal day, its machines handled roughly 1 share of every 10 traded in the country. Its trading floor was not people shouting numbers. It was racks of servers running an order router called SMARS, autonomous software wired straight into the live market. Put it on the ladder from our last series. This was full autonomy with real money. Machines acting with no human in the loop, years before anyone said the words AI agent. That summer, the exchange launched a new trading program, and Knight updated SMARS to join it. The new code was copied to the router's 8 servers by hand. 7 servers got the new code. 1 did not. Nobody noticed. Remember the 8th server. This whole file hangs on it. Inside the update hit a second landmine. To save space, the new code reused an old switch, a flag that once activated a test routine called power peg. Dead code, asleep for years. Flip that flag on an updated server and it joins the new program. Flip it on the 8th server, and a ghost wakes up. And here is the detail that should haunt you. Before the market opened, by the regulator's account, Knight's own system sent automated emails flagging the fault. Real warnings in real inboxes. No one treated them as urgent. At 9:30 in the morning, the bell rang. 7 servers went to work. The 8th began to feed. Power Peg was built to buy in small child orders until a parent order was filled. But the code that counted the fills had been moved years earlier. The ghost could not tell it was done, so it never stopped. Buy. Check nothing. Buy again. It is the purest failure loop in these files. A goal with no done condition, live tools with no fence, and a memory of nothing. In minutes, it fired millions of orders into 154 stocks. Prices twitched in patterns no human would make. Volume charts went vertical at the open. Traders across the city saw it almost immediately. Something out there was buying high and selling low, mechanically, relentlessly, losing money on purpose at industrial speed. Inside Knight, engineers hunted the bug with the engine still running, and then they made it worse. Suspecting the new code, they rolled it back on all 8 servers. Now every server was running the ghost. The flood multiplied by 8. The fix was the fire. Here is the finding the regulator later put in writing. Knight had built software fast enough to trade in fractions of a second and never built the big red switch. No kill switch. No plan for stop everything now. On our capability map, this is the cliff. Irreversible actions. Every order was real money, and every dollar was already gone the moment the order fired. There is no undo on an exchange. 45 minutes after the open, the machines were finally cut off. 4 million trades, 154 stocks, a pile of positions worth billions that Knight never meant to own. Unwinding the mess cost roughly $440 million. The regulator later put the figure above 460, more than the firm could survive on its own. Knight lasted 4 more days on emergency money, $400 million from a rescue consortium in exchange for most of the company. Within months, Knight was sold. 17 years of business, undone in 45 minutes. The regulator fined Knight $12 million. The first enforcement ever under the market access rule. The rule that says if your machine touches the market, you must be able to control it. If you are thinking, that was one bad deploy, ancient history, here is the same disaster run in slow motion, 9 years later. And this time the machine really was an AI. Zillow, the real estate giant, trained a pricing model to buy houses automatically. The algorithm would spot underpriced homes. The company would buy, refresh, and resell them. An AI with a checkbook. It bought thousands of homes across some 25 cities. Then the market shifted, and the model kept trusting its own forecasts over the world outside the window. By late 2021, Zillow was holding around 7,000 homes, many bought for more than they could sell for. One quarter's write-down alone passed $300 million. The unit was shut down. Losses ran past $500 million. A quarter of the company's workforce was cut, and the CEO's verdict fit in one sentence: forecasting home prices was harder than we anticipated. And notice, no bug this time. The code worked perfectly. The model was simply confidently wrong about the future. At industrial scale, with real money, and nobody pulled the brake until the damage was enormous. Time to close the file. 3 findings, and then the verdict I promised you at the top. Finding 1. Both machines sat at the top of the autonomy ladder with bottom-rung supervision. Full authority to act, almost no obligation to check in. Finding 2. No fence at the cliff. Knight had no kill switch. Zillow had no hard limit on how wrong the model could be before the buying stopped. Irreversible actions ran unguarded at full speed. Finding 3. The warnings were there. Knight's own alert emails before the open. Zillow's own numbers, quarter after quarter. Machines fail loudly if someone is actually assigned to listen. So here is the verdict, and it is not better code. Knight's bug was one flag. Zillow's model was state-of-the-art. What both were missing was a human with the power and the duty to say stop. That is the rule this file leaves you. Before any machine gets authority, a trading engine, a pricing model, or the agent on your laptop, name the human who can halt it, and make the halt one action, not a meeting. And if this file felt familiar, it should. The loop with no done condition. The ladder climbed too fast. The cliff left unguarded. Every disaster in these files breaks a rule we already drew. The full manual is on this channel. 5 sheets called AI Agents Explained. Watch it before you hand any machine the keys. Next in the files, a machine that did not lose money. It made a promise. An airline's chatbot invented a refund policy out of thin air. A customer believed it, and a tribunal made the promise legally binding. The machines are learning to work. These files are what happens when nobody watches them learn. This is iBrains. New files are in production. Subscribe and bring a flashlight.